Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. So, here we are back in the factory. As usual, I've actually been working on getting power lines squared away between our forever home and our old base. And specifically, I also needed to go back to the old base because I wanted to set up the concrete encased beams because I need those, and then I also want to add them to what the tractor is delivering. So we're doing some of that. I also went through over the weekend and did some Mercer sphere hunting. Found a few more of those. There we go. Specifically so that way I can continue to increase the amount of dimensional depots that we have available. And that entire system actually seems to be working out incredibly well. It's nice having additional storage capacity on the road. Nope, 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 nope. Purple, but yeah. Unfortunately, it's also surrounded by a whole bunch of stuff. So I think we will just leave it alone. That set up. The only problem here is the fact that I've got to run back and forth so that I can do this. Other than that, though, it's not too bad. And I'm almost where I want to be. Let's see. Best option would be to bring it down here. That would be kind of cool, actually. Funnily enough, they added the that sort of thing to Star Citizen, and CIG managed to actually make it suck somehow. And it's like, yeah, that tracks actually. It really is. Honestly, their their latest update, the 4.1, has just been a disaster again. And I still love how many people will sit there and defend CIG like, you guys just don't understand how hard it is. And this is still like, I love the fact that it's always, this is still an alpha. Yeah, we know. They make sure to remind you until it comes time to get, like, a refund. And then they're like, oh, well, no, this is a legitimate game. You've already paid for it. Really? You want to go that route? Okay. They also just recently had another one of their developers leave, one of their OG developers, if you will. He'd been there for like 9 years. And they shut down the Los Angeles office, which is, I'm guessing, where he was based out of. So he left. And now, essentially, like, that's one more knowledgeable developer gone. In fact, he was also integral to the refactor for Cargo. And now that that's, one less person that they have available, it's like, you guys really should stop hemorrhaging people who are, like, really experienced. That's my little sugar cube just hauling away. And I am just about as fast as. It's a little frightening. Uh-oh. That's going to be a problem. Well, what I can do, I'll just go ahead and I can get a little more space out of that. Yeah, at least down here. But that's okay. Was also watching a really good video from the Gorilla Gang talking about how GTA Online feels like it's lost its magic. And part of it is the fact that when we first started playing it, it felt very new, at least to us. Whether we were kids or adults, didn't matter. It still felt fairly new. But over time, it has become a formula. When you hop onto GTA, you know exactly what's going to be happening. You know the formula. It is what it is. On top of that, it went from being a game about crime and making money to a game about bigger and bigger and more ludicrous events taking place that kind of slowly takes you out of that environment, strangely enough. I think with the inclusion of all of these military vehicles, the constant use of homing missiles and rocket launchers and all of that other stuff, that it winds up taking away from that sense of being sort of a mid-level crime boss or, mid-level criminal in general. Let's see. Now, for me, one of the reasons why I continue to play GTA Online is because I really do enjoy just loading up the game, hopping in, and just racing around, driving around ridiculous speeds, listening to music, and just kind of chilling. I think I might see about. I don't know. I need you. So probably going to need more, but we'll find out. go up this way. However, this weekend has been a good weekend. Played a lot of like Red Dead Redemption 2. Played a little of RDR1. Played a lot of GTA. Watched way too much YouTube. And of course, did a little bit of this. Not as much as I should have, but part of the problem is that I'm having not a mental block per se, but I'm just kind of hitting sort of a roadblock in terms of creativity. Like I'm kind of reaching a point where it's like, okay, I know I need to build stuff, but I'm kind of running out of ideas. Part of the problem is a lack of video game knowledge. Well, I should say a lack of knowledge in terms of this portion of the game. God, it's already way too warm. What is the temperature right now? It's 67, so it's not that bad. I'm just not getting enough air in here. That's the problem. Anyway, sorry. Got distracted there. But part of the problem is that I have ideas, but I lack focus. And not all of my ideas, Jesus, are creatively the direction I want to go in. That's kind of oftentimes where I start running into problems. That's where I run into issues with space engineers. Is, I'm trying to build an idea, but the idea isn't forming correctly in my head, kind of thing, and I get frustrated with it. And I also just generally get to a point with the game. I'm like, okay, well, I've been playing this now for hundreds of hours. I want to move on to something else. That's one of those things as a streamer that it gets kind of frustrating as, because like I can switch games, but that doesn't necessarily translate to the kind of videos that people want to continue seeing. Plus, I have a terrible habit of, oh look, we're going to be doing this series for a while. Oh, well, I haven't finished it. We're moving on to something else. So I really do feel sorry for people sometimes having to put up with that BS. Like, but I wanted to see you finish. Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay. There's that. And I will say, what's been interesting as a content creator is seeing the number of other content creators recently, the big ones, who are posting video after video after video talking about how hard things are and how rough it's been and their mental health and a lot of other issues. And I get it. Life in general is just a pain in the ass. Like, that's out of the way, tree. But I also sometimes wonder if it's not a good idea to leave that there. There we go. But I sometimes wonder if it's not also self-inflicted. Victims of their success. The new wave of celebrity. It's that feeling that they have to continue doing the thing that allowed them to become famous in the first place. The expectation versus the mental health reality. All right, how much power are we now sitting on? beautiful. Almost 5 gigawatts of power. And now, I should hopefully be able to basically ride this all the way back. Like, I kind of wish I could toggle the zip line so that I could just lock onto it and go. Now, let's see. Am I going to catch up with the tractor? You're getting there. One of the other things that I did was I went ahead and set up a small mining cluster, if you will, on the SAM ore that is near our base, our forever home. Yep, looks like I'm about to catch up. The reason being is because I need the SAM ore. I want something that's closer, and that is just, it's a good location. It's producing 120 per minute, which should be more than enough. Haha, sucker. Nice. There we go. Perfect. Take a whole bunch. Ah. Okay. So what I could do is bring that there. And almost. Damn. If I bring this down a couple more. There we go. Of course, one of the other big things this week is actually a couple. I was noticing, I was watching Asmongold this morning, and it was one of his VODs, or at least part of his VOD, where he was playing that new, what is that? Substance 1 or something like that. Basically, you play as a up-and-coming drug dealer kind of thing. And he was looking at the numbers for it. And the numbers, as far as like the number of players for that game, which is, first of all, it's $16. It's made by like 2 or 3 people tops. It has a higher concurrent player count and peak player count than a lot of the AAA titles out there. Which, first of all, it tells you 2 important factors. Price is important. The cheaper something is, the more likely people are going to pick it up if it looks interesting. But on top of that, from what I understand from reading some of the comments and some of the other info from it, it looks like what happened was that the developer for the game gave the Twitch streamer Queso an advanced copy of it before the official launch. And basically had Queso just play it, which generated essentially free advertising. It cost the developer one wholesale in order to generate that buzz, that advertisement, etc. And so that was probably the smartest marketing move that any company could ever do. And this is something that AAA titles and AAA companies haven't quite picked up on yet. They still go through the effort of trying to court journalists. Some of them have attempted to garner streamer approval and get streamers involved. I think Cyberpunk is a good example of that, where they had a whole bunch of different streamers and content creators become part of the development process. And so that helped with the advertising. Unfortunately, that was all that helped with Cyberpunk until their latest patches. All right. This way. But one of the other games that has been getting a lot of notice is Inzoi. A lot of people are playing it. A lot of people are loving it. That's one of those. It's like, I want that to be on my list. Like, it is on my wish list. And it's definitely one of those that I want to play because the concept behind it, I've always enjoyed The Sims, strangely enough. But later versions of The Sims got to a point where it was no longer about the game. It was about EA trying to strip out as much of the core content as possible so they could then sell it to you in really expensive chunks. And so everything that had been present in the original The Sims seemed to gradually get taken out by the time you get to The Sims 4. And so by The Sims 4, you've got like a third of the game that you used to have, and everything else has been pushed off into DLC and expansion packs and whatnot. It's like, what happened? What happened to creating a great core gameplay experience, building off of what was there previously, and then creating more after the fact? And the easiest answer is just DLC sells too well. Hey, what's up, Angel? How you doing today? Sitting doing that. There we go. This is going to be fantastic. Once I get this done, I'll be able to do 5 more of my dimensional depots. Awesome. At least theoretically, I'll be able to do 5 more dimensional depots. And then I'll need to do some more Mercer Sphere hunting at some point. Mostly so that way I can finish some of the research. I think I need like 10 of the fluctuators per depot, I think. I'll have to double check that. There we go. There we are. Oops. Yeah, that's not going to help. Okay, you are... Not that I have any. Cased industrial beam. You are steel beam. There we go. Awesome. So now I have a grand total of it's like 13 running down here. But I also have stuff to work with. And the great part is that as these fill up, which they eventually will, all of the overflow still winds up going back into the awesome sink, and I still wind up making coupons. Oh, that reminds me. For giggles. Need one. And the rest. Damn it. And what we're going to do is just toss that in there.
Fix-It sees what you did there. How creative. I have also been creative. There is something extra special for you in the awesome shop. It is a marvel of technology. It is truly the shape of the future. I will be sad if you do not use it and love it, and tell any friends you make in the future all about it.
Alrighty then. But yes, went ahead, threw one of our awesome coupons into the awesome sink, which then gives us access to the cyber wagon, which is clearly a joke on the cyber truck.
Cyber Wagon unlocked. While creating this, I did not cheat with the width, height, or length. I was able to achieve great capability within the same dimensions and same weight as a normal wagon. Part of this is the fundamental design change. I moved the mast to the outside of the truck. You'll love riding around in this thing.
Uh-huh. And here we go. Also, it needs some fuel. It uses up way too much from what I understand. What? What the hell? it is not wanting to cooperate. It won't turn left. Nope. Okay, let's get our fuel back. And I'll probably just find a spot to park it for giggles. Actually, let's put it right about there. There we go. There. It will just sit there and it will look pretty. No. My God. The hitbox for this thing is ridiculous. No. I gotta get rid of it. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. Trying to get into the tractor and the Cybertruck was taking up all of the usable space. I do have to come up with a parking lot. There we go. Kind of out of the way at the moment. All right. Next up, let's go ahead and add a few more of the dimensional depots. I think I've got like 3 left based off of the number of Mercer spheres that I have available. And I need organization, dimensional depot. Yep, that was all she wrote. Okay. You are stators. You are motors. You are skeletors. Wait, no. That's quartz crystal. There we go. Now, I don't think I'm going to have anything dropping into those yet. But that's okay. Let's drop off my components. Let's see. Oh, one of the other things that I went ahead and did is also got the rifle made, so that way I can deal not a whole lot of damage, but faster. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. And we'll just ride this on back. And what I want to do is see about... Actually... Oh, hey, Mercer spheres. Mercer sphere, I should say.
Follow the veins to the altar and chant.
Give me this.
Play. Play.
Oh, tailberries. What I'm trying to do is get up here. Because I saw... Ooh, not sure I'll be able to get there. What if I get up higher? I want to see about getting over to that wreck over there.
Look through the window and witness a thread.
There we go. Okay. I went messing around and jumping around. What was it? Over there, I think? Yeah. But see. Come here, buddies. Oh, come on. Where'd the spitter go? This is one thing that I love doing is using the fog makers to kill. Oh no, he hasn't jumped off yet. Sorry, buddy, I gotta kill you. Because now you're in my way. I think I got him. Yep, I did. Cool. And grab some spare parts. I love how the part distribution system that they have for these wrecks is such that these are very low-level parts for a wreck that is actually kind of a pain in the ass to get to. 120 megawatts of power. Well, you did just supply me with biomatter, or biomass, biofuel. So I could go ahead and do... Gotcha. Oh, come on. That one I got. Oh, I did get it. Man, that was a waste. Okay, let's do power, biomass. At least 30 a piece, so I would need a total of 4. Okay. Now I put some in. Let's put some in you. And there we go. Awesome. Hard drive. Anything else up here? Ow. Ow. I don't see anything else. There's some Caterium here, but I'm making Caterium. Well, making Caterium. Okay. One of the other things was that there was supposed to be quartz nearby, if I remember correctly, but it's underground. Not only is there supposed to be some quartz nearby, it's also kind of a pain in the ass to get to. There's supposed to be an underground entrance along this area here, I believe. So what I need to do is we are going to head back home. I will take this. Thank you very much. Nope. Also, I need to be careful because there is that giant ass spider that I saw last time coming through here. It might not be a bad idea to go get my Explorer or my truck. I think I want to get the truck. So I'm going the wrong way. Kind of. Right way, wrong time. If that makes sense. Go. What is this again? Oh, well. I almost wish we had a skateboard in this, Tony Hawk style. Because then you could set up all sorts of railings and ramps, especially with the half pipes. Good lord, you could have a lot of fun with this. Like, I wonder what sort of impact adding skateboarding physics would have. Oh, 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 oh. No, go away. Okay, here we go. Back home. So, what I want to do is, I think, grab either an exploration. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the truck. The reason why I want the truck is so that way, grab a couple more. So, the truck actually has a fairly sizable inventory, so when I do find quartz, I can bring that back without any issue. Or silica. Or plastic. There we go. And let's see. Is this actually full? It is not. Probably because I'm not currently making old fashioned. Let's see. DNA crap. Coupons. Hard drives. Actually, I might hold on to one of the hard drives because I think I need it for some research. Yes, you. There. Put the drive here. Later. What do I need? Mercer spheres. Okay. Just that stuff. Got it. And then I need computers. Okay. That stuff's actually pretty easy. I almost want to set it up. Take a look at reanimated Sam. So I just need Sam ore to make reanimated Sam. I don't need anything else for that. So I could go ahead and let's go over here. And we'll head over to where our Sam ore is currently being made. Or at least being mined. Because then what I should be able to do is have it start producing it into the revived version. Which is port coal. Why didn't you finish breaking? There we go. I was about to say, is this like a forever node or something? But nope. All right. Now that we have that, that is full. I don't need to make a ton of these, but let's do producing 120 per minute. Reanimated Sam requires 120 per minute. I don't need you. Only need one of those. And then that will give me 30 per minute on the reanimated Sam also. There we go. Awesome. One of the other things that I can do, because of the location that we're in, is I could even potentially set this up to be a location either for a train or for a tractor. I think a tractor would probably be better. So let's come up here, and I want to go ahead and bring this around. Now, let's look at the truck station. And put it there. Then I can go ahead and bring the items up to here. And there. And bingo. Perfect. Then it's just a matter of running this back to the forever home, we will have a permanent amount of this stuff. However, I may not want to go ahead and do that just yet. The reason why is because it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and stockpile some of the reanimated Sam. Reanimated Sam. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking through it real quick. Because that way I can just grab it as I need it for the components that I need when I need it. So that'll be 30 per minute off of that. Which should be perfect. Let's actually... Okay. That should now be correct. So I can store a lot. A lot. All right, next up. Now this is going to be stockpiling for a while. Don't think use this just yet. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to use it yet. Because what I would rather do is this in place. Just to kind of get a feel for how the build style is going to be this way as well. Since this mirrors what we are doing on our first rail section. Go. There we go. Perfect. I'm still not sure how I'm going to handle the ramps because that does present kind of a burden problem, but figure it out as we go. And then go with the painted beam here. Well, hey there, buddy. Server is not happy. There we go. Okay. Now we've got this train that is currently going out to a location and then coming back. That's all it does. Is it's just driving in a circle. So one of the things that I need to do is figure out what we're going to do over on the other side. I haven't done that yet. I was considering making this a steel location because the fact that there's some coal over here, there is iron ore, And I know there's also some sulfur as well. Wow, that was quite the launch. So down here we have a whole bunch of iron ore. Let's see. So if we look at this, we've got a bunch of pure, just tons of pure iron ore. And then if we do coal, we have coal out there and there, which is useless to me. Good lord. We could have at least put the coal somewhere a little closer. So one of the things that I could do, what I would probably, what I probably should do, is to go ahead and run the rails off of here, create the whole intersection that I need to, and then set up this area for steel manufacturing because of all of the pure iron that's right here. 6 pure iron nodes. That's 120. I think that's 240 with a Mark II. Let's just run down there. Whee! Good enough. Wait. Let's see. Why don't I see? Anybody else want some? No, didn't think so. That. Okay. So just so that I can see how much we're working with here. Damn. Well, let's put it this way. Build this, double that, 240. So we're actually looking at a pretty decent amount of iron coming out of that. So I really wouldn't need all of them for steel. Wonder if once we get back, one of the things that I want to do, first of all, is I'm going to make some case steel beams. Let's see how we're doing on steel beams. There, steel beams. Here also. Drop off my ores. Hold on to the coal because coal is useful. A bunch of slugs. Oh, yeah, let's grab some sulfur while I'm at it. so that I can do. Like I said, the title of today is General Muckery, and it is so true because it's a whole lot of I need to do this, I need to do that. At some point in time, I need to start automating the production of explosives so that way I can have plenty on hand. It's like so many different things that I need to be doing, and I should have been doing already, but I've been lazy about it. And also, on top of that, just there's been other projects that I've wanted to work on. So that's where we're at with this. It feels weird sitting back in a chair like this. Like I'm still not 100% comfortable with this chair yet. There's aspects of it that are just a little bit wrong. Okay, that doesn't feel so bad. It's difficult to explain. It's not uncomfortable, but it's also not comfortable either. Because I spent 20 plus years using the chair that I had, and it's still actually a good chair. Like it's the back is torn to fuck, and it definitely could use a dry cleaning. Actually, it could use a burning. But beyond that, it's still a comfortable chair. I know what I forgot to do. That was over here. Went through the process of making the black powder that I needed, and then not making the nobelisks. But other than that, I'm growing attached to the chair. It has benefits. Like one of the nice things is being able to recline it back, like in your car. So that's kind of nice. Need more G Fuel? Absolutely. There you go. Today's sponsor is. Wouldn't that be something too? Me with sponsors. That'd be freaking frightening. There we go. Okay. Next on the list of BS that I'm going to do. Some more of these made. This is part of the reason why I need to expand my steel manufacturing. Is so that I can actually start producing more of this stuff automatically. I guess the cool thing is, though, yeah, I don't have to have the stuff on me. I just have to have it in my Wi-Fi inventory, as I like to call it. Good enough for now. So yeah, I don't need all of this in there. Throw a lot of this into yeah, I can just throw it into here. Actually, am I making quick fire? Well, I know I'm making quickfire, but is quickfire actually being added to? Let's check this. Not at the moment. Okay. That's okay. Wait, I think it is. Isn't it? No, because I still have rubber and. Okay, we're getting there. We just aren't there yet. Okay, so a couple of options here that I have that I can go with. I can either go ahead and start. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I can either go try and find that quartz, which will take probably way too long, or I can go ahead and start. Let's go do a little bit of desert exploring. Before I do that, yeah, give me that. Thank you. Yeah, I need to move. I need to move all that. If I ever decide to start automating like trucks and tractors and stuff through here, I want to reposition that. Hey, there goes the train. Just one really long road. Sometimes that's all it takes. And the other thing is that I want to move the hypertube to the top so that it is, well, so that way the camera doesn't clip with the roof there. Because that gets really obnoxious when you are, hey, big old spider dude. It gets really obnoxious when you're on the hypertube and you just keep watching the camera slamming against the roof there. Is that a Mercer sphere over there? I do believe it is. As well as, oh, thank you. Yeah, the overall look of that tunnel is actually really nice. It's coming along nicely. I need to go through and go underneath of it and start creating structural elements so that it looks like it's actually suspended by stuff rather than just hanging in midair. But that's just, one of those things. Anybody over here? Nope.
Live, laugh, consume.
Amen. That's the motto of my life. Live, laugh, consume. I think I got all of them. I did. Cool. Ah. There goes all of the desert stuff. It's a really good vantage point up here. Being able to see all of the nodes and whatnot. Let's go up here real quick and see what we have for coal. I think we should have some out here. Oh, there goes some. Impure, normal, normal. Okay. Cool. So let's see. Uh, Mercer Sphere. Oh, that's the well. Okay, that's one of the funny things. Because of the fact that I have a rail line that'll be coming out here, that rail line will basically be supplying the power for anything that I do out in this area, as opposed to the opposite direction where I was building from the forever home to our old base and didn't have a rail line in place. So now, granted, the old base has its own power supply through the coal mine, but connecting the two now means that I have a more robust power system between those two bases. But in this particular case, this is going to be useful because I can run this down to here. Oh, that is never going to get old, ever. Watching the physics of that is really entertaining. Nope, shit. Oh, God, yes. I love this game. You know what it is? It has that same charm as when Bethesda games have bugs or when they have odd physics issues, but without it destroying gameplay. That's really what it is. And that's one of the reasons why I think for so long people overlooked the bugs that Bethesda games did have because they were charming in a strange sort of way. That is a lot of debris. Ah, purple slog. Okay. Ooh, that's wise because what's this thing over here? Oh, three rotors. Three of those. What do you need? You need iron rods. Okay. Cool. Problem solved. Ooh, concrete. Always need concrete. All right. Let's see what else we're working with out here. Not seeing anything of major import right away. So there goes loose lug and a spitter. Which means more alien DNA. Cool. All right. So this is also one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to come out here to really start looking at constructing, first of all, a massive train depot. And the reason why I want a massive train depot out here is because of how wide open it is. It'll be much easier to get all of the rails to come into one central location here than to try and route everything where we're at least with the current design. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a coffee break. I'm also hungry, so I might take myself a quick food break as well. I've got leftovers from yesterday, last night. I made this. I don't know what you would specifically call it. I guess kind of Tex-Mex, but ground beef seasoned with garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and chili powder. Not a whole lot, but enough to actually give it some flavor. It wasn't spicy, it was just spiced, which was nice. Then I added in black beans, I added in white rice and corn. Cooked it all up and then added some cheese on top. And it was absolutely delicious. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. But I see a hole down there. Holes usually mean caves. And bacon, apparently. Here's something. Just a slug. Thank you. I love the fact that there's all these little nooks and crannies and hidden spots and places to explore in a game that is just collect resources, build stuff, get off planet kind of thing. Like that's what I really love to see out of Space Engineers 2 is for them to create the planets in such a way as to make exploring them fun. Because part of the problem with Space Engineers 1 is that while the terrain is cool, there's no real reason to explore beyond a certain point. Once you find everything that you need, you don't need to go farther. So I think making planetary exploration more enjoyable would actually benefit the longevity of Space Engineers 2. But that being said, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take a short AFK. I'm going to go make myself some food real quick because I'm kind of on the hungry side. And then when I get back, we'll see about where we want to kind of set up our centralized rail location and go from there. That just looks cool. Not seeing. Oh, yep. I see a little bit of a repeat in the terrain there, but that's okay because it's going to happen. Anyway, I'll be back in a few. And then what's that? Tea break. And then we will continue on. Alrighty. So, while I'm upstairs making myself some food, my mom's up there. She's doing her quilting and sewing work and whatnot. But she's also listening to music like she always does. And of course, as I'm getting finished up making my food, getting ready to come back down here, what should come on to the video slash radio? Michael Jackson's Thriller. Probably one of my top 10 favorite songs. Specifically, one of my top 5 from him. It is such a good song. Such a good song. My favorite, though, and the one that is attached to a lot of good memories, is Billie Jean. And the reason why it's attached to a lot of good memories is because of the fact that that was one of the songs that was in GTA Vice City. That every time it came onto the radio in that game, that was like the moment where you decided, okay, I need to get on a motorcycle and I need to just drive slowly down the strip and just chill. There was just something about that particular song in that game that was so damn good. Alrighty. So, what I need to do next is to go ahead. And you know what? No, I don't want it to be this low. Now that I'm thinking about it. I do want it to be higher up. Let's not deconstruct the truck just yet. Okay, that was a bit weird. What the hell? Okay, that was weird. Jump on top of the truck and it starts slowly sliding and spinning, trying to throw itself off of the foundations here. Like, no, I don't want that at all. One of the other things, and I was thinking about this morning slash last night, that I might do for giggles, and I don't know how long it would last. One of the things that I wouldn't mind doing is just working on a game, specifically a driving game. Because one of the things that I love about, as I mentioned, GTA Online, is just getting in a car, going out, and just driving. Just having a good time, relaxing, just doing my thing, not bothering nobody, that sort of thing. And that's one of the things that I would like to do in a video game in general, is to have more of a chill driving experience that is not tied to a racing game. Even though high speed would be totally fine. I'm A-okay with high speed. I love it. But sometimes when I go to play a game, let's say like Forza Horizon 4 and or 5, great examples of this. They're both great racing games in their own right. And their open worlds are a lot of fun to drive around. That doesn't necessarily mean, though, that they are the best games for just Zen driving, is what I like to call it. There are a lot of situations where the map, the cars, the driving, all of that doesn't necessarily fit in the idea of Zen driving, I guess. And especially because when you think about it, the games are designed around racing at their core. So the map, the terrain, all of it has to be designed in such a way as to be conducive to various types of racing. GTA fills its role as a city in a small state, but it also has to facilitate all of the other types of gameplay that are part of it. The heists, the high speed chases, the gun battles, all of that. And then, of course, the story beats have to be met out as well. So, in both of those cases, while they are both games that are capable of facilitating Zen driving, they're not necessarily built around it. And I think it would be a lot of fun to build a game specifically for that. Something akin to like American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator. Something that is going to be a much larger game in terms of map, but without resources devoted specifically to things like racing or gun battles or story. Just get in your car and go drive wherever. And you could even set up gameplay so that as you are driving along the map, you unlock new routes to explore. And as you unlock those new routes and as you explore more of the map, you start, like let's say earning money or unlocking new cars. Things like that that allow you to slowly expand your actual like garage of cars. So that way it's still a game, but it's less about being a game you're trying to beat and more of a game that you're just existing in. God, that is such good stuff. Let's go bring the truck over. That is just a massive structure when you think about it. But even from this far away, from the main elevator, you can still see it clear as day. Thank God for learning 3-point turns. Okay. Now, technically, I've kind of built out as far as I need to, but there's a part of me that wants to keep going so that I have a road that goes all the way towards the edge of the map. Plus, I kind of want to see what's out there. So that's what we're going to do. So let's drop off that. And do I have anything else that I can drop off? Not at the moment. How do I not have more concrete in there? Have I really used up that much? Oh, no, I didn't think I did. We gotta head back. Something don't feel right. Because I should have way more concrete than that. I should have a lot more of it coming in. And I do not. Which makes me a tiny bit worried. So he's getting his balls in here. The three of us were talking about this individually. Like, my mom and sister were talking about it, and then I and my sister, or my sister and I were talking about turning on the AC because it's getting a tiny bit warm in the house. Even though it's actually kind of still cool outside, the problem is the house is just soaking up all of this heat, not letting it go. And it has overall terrible airflow. That's one of the other problems with this house is it just the airflow is atrocious. That's summer soup in there. That's freaking spider dude. Spiders suck. This really is a lot of fun to drive down. It's enjoyable. Just cruising on down the tunnel. Okay, here comes the train. It'll be really cool when I start getting more trains coming through here. Okay, we need to check. Oh, I know why. It's because I have a whole bunch in here. I have a whole bunch of concrete sitting right there. But I only ever have at most 1,000 that is going to be stored. So that's part of the problem. So let's just actually, you know what? Just hold on to it. I mean, it's too late. I'm already an idiot. But don't be more of an idiot if you don't have to be. We'll just take a whole bunch. Also, cool. All right, let's get back to work here. Little by little, the base expands. This really needs a first-person camera. I think that would be a lot of fun. That was, I think, one of the things that also helped GTA as well when we transitioned over to PC was the addition of the first-person camera, and it changed the dynamic of how you interacted with that world. Don't get me wrong, I love the third-person view for vehicles. It does make it easier to drive and navigate in a lot of situations. However, there are also points where the first person camera gives you an interesting perspective that you didn't originally have from the point of the vehicle. Hi, guys. My little green smokestacks of love. Something up there. Pay attention to the road, crews. There was. Now, of course, there's another part of me that feels like the terrain outside of the buildable area is kind of a huge tease because I know I can't get out to it and I know that I can't explore it, but I want to. I want to really, really bad. And the only reason why is because Space Engineers is kind of ruined me in that respect of being able to, like, just wander the entire planet. Not a big deal. Hell, even Star Citizen does that fairly well. Strangely enough. That sense of, oh, what's that? Let me go explore that, right? And then you go and explore it. It's not always anything important or useful, but it is still explorable. Let's actually do this instead. Also, food, because I'm hungry still. I get distracted. Good stuff. Okay. That looks like some limestone out there. Let's see where some coal is. Awesome. Some pure stuff out there. Normal out there. And if I remember correctly, out that direction. Actually, yeah, there goes. I'm guessing those are the normal ones. That's not what I wanted, but okay. We are going to go all the way down here, though. I know it's silly and completely pointless, but we're going to do it anyway because I can. Have this much concrete. Plus, I haven't seen all of the updates that they did for 1.0 because I know that they did a lot of just a general polish and pass and cleaned up a lot of stuff. So I want to go see it, but I don't want to like be on the ground level while I'm looking at it. And I want to see it from the sky. Plus, this gives me the opportunity to get a better picture as to where everything is at. Like, seriously, how can you not want to go explore more of this planet? Like, I'm looking at that going, come on, let me build a rover, and then I will just drive around for a while. Like, if it was at all possible for them to then expand more of this map and territory in a convenient way that the engine would be able to handle, I would totally be a-okay with them continuing to do that for like the next 4 or 5 years. Yay, I've been playing for 2 hours. So, if you ever need a butt ton of water for whatever you're building, this is the perfect place. This and also out over here. So this was the starting area that we started at. This is where the old base is. There's some waterfalls over here that you can usually easily see. But then there's this whole giant lake in this area, which is perfect for water extractors. And it's still fairly close to that starting area, so it's easy to get water to that location. Good stuff. Now, not 100% certain, but that looks like crude oil. And I am incorrect. Okay. It looks like it, but it is not yet. Oh, wow. Where did you? Oh, over here. Oh, and then of course there's the ones over here as well. Which are in terrible locations. Okay. I mean, you know what? For giggles, let's just keep going and see how far we can go before we can't go no further. Kind of an experiment. Just want to see how far this will let us go. Kind of want to see what's off that waterfall as well. This is one of the aspects of open world games that I do enjoy the most is when the map and the game give way to that desire to explore and to find out, to experiment with what it has available. That was one of the things that I enjoyed about classic WoW, or at least the original WoW, was that the map and the design of the world did not hold your hand and guide you from place to place. More specifically, was just like, hey, go look over there. Now go look over there. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff over there if you want to check it out. We're not going to tell you about it, but it's there. Let's keep going. Because why not? Now, at some point, I'll probably hit the edge of the map where it will then start doing damage to me. So I do have to be careful about that. But in the meantime, like, we can keep going for a while. Yeah, we're hitting the edge of the map here. That's impressive. All right, going. Nope, 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 nope. Found it. Okay. That goes exactly that far. So this is as far as we can go. Let's do not walls, no, architecture. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Our construction barriers. We know now that if we go beyond this point, we will start to suffer irreparable damage, which is cool. I don't think I have a reason to go out that far, but if I do, I at least know that there is, there is a don't do it point. So, with that in mind, we've got there. What are you guys? Impure, normal, normal, impure up there. So I am going to want. What else do we have over here? What do we have? I think quartz is over here as well. Or at least it used to be. I don't know if it still is. Apparently not. Oh, nope, there it is. Normal, normal. Looks like it's just a bunch of normals. Stupid normies. Oh, hey, you. Normal, pure, normal. Ooh. And a bunch over here. Awesome. All right. So we have a little bit of a playground here to work with. Let's take a look at. Let's do this. Start looking at creating what will essentially be our rail network. All of the trains that are going to be coming in. But give me just a second. I will be right back. Okay, we're back. So grabbing some drugs. Just a Sudafed, though. Nothing out of the ordinary. There we go. All right. So, one of the things that I need to do is let's get this designed here. There we go. Whoops. There. And that is essentially what our rail line is going to look like. Now, what I could do is go ahead and actually run that across. And we enclose this. For the sake of making it easier to do the in and outs for the rail network. And then yeah, there we go. Excellent. And then I think what I will do for here just enough for that, but not for anything else. Because what I was thinking of doing was that over here. And then I can go ahead and do that exterior version of the slanted roof. I can go ahead and do that here. Fortunately, now that I'm thinking about it, I have a whole bunch of quartz left in the truck. Boop. There we go. Let's bring this on down to a mobile operations center of sorts. And okay. Crafting, and I need silica. which I don't have enough. Drop off some of this stuff. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, now we can go ahead and make our silica. And then once I have some of this made, yay, we'll go ahead and look at getting some more of our tunnel built. Have some storms coming this way. It's bright and sunny out right now. Okay. Just keeping an eye on it because it's supposed to be some pretty severe weather. I don't want to see where it is. It's like some of it has already gone past. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to hit us later in the evening. Awesome. But there's going to be a considerable amount of wind. Yay. Which is actually kind of good because the wind with our windows open is going to help keep the cool air coming through the house. Which, honestly, I kind of wish we designed houses a little bit better here in the United States. But again, one of the biggest issues that we deal with is such drastic swings of weather, I think is the biggest thing to consider. Oh my God, that's going to take so long. What might be a better idea is just doing it again. There we go. That's what I wanted. There we go. So what I think I will do is that needs to come down. Yeah, like that. And then 10. One. There we go. And this is the pattern that I use for the other end of the structure. Although, honestly, I probably shouldn't do that because I should be running it from that end down to here. So we'll do this the proper way. weird that I keep seeing the truck pop up over here and then disappear again. Might just see about doing a server restart. I should be able to. It's crazy the amount of concrete you wind up using as you progress through the game. Wonder. Kind of having an idea, like it's starting to form in my head as to how I want to set up the rail yard. Because of the fact that I want something that will have a lot of, well, basically, that will allow for a lot of trains to be coming through. Separate into a lot of different stations. And then be able to send a lot of those trains back out onto the same lines without much issue. Now, in Factorio, that's actually a much easier thing to kind of figure out, plan, because it's a top-down view. Satisfactory becomes a little bit more difficult because of the fact that you also have to take into consideration height to a certain extent. But the planning for it is where it gets a little interesting, because there's no easy way to plan it out the same way you can in something like Factorio. Holy crap. And I still have to do this on the other side as well. This is one of those, like, why do you do this to yourself kind of project. The answer is because I'm dumb. Because I don't plan ahead, per se. I just kind of wing it until it works. So how are we doing on... Oh, goody. Just about all of the stuff is where it needs to be. Now the other fun part is going to be the curve up here. What I may do is go ahead and stop up at this point. Then start coming back here from there. That's not going to be how that works. So what I could do is... So that's correct. There we go. I need kind of going to do it. All right, and then okay, that should work. Yep, for the most part. And then this will continue on down. Sometimes it works out all right. Other times it's like, oh, this is so painful. Why do I even? I do kind of wish though that there was automated turrets because I would like to set some up at points where things tend to respawn, so that way I can eviscerate them humanely. That looks like another Mercer sphere over there, so we might have to take a quick sojourn in that direction and collect it. And hopefully we are connected. Yes. There we go. That is one side of the rail line connected up. So I will be able to then... Holy crap. Okay, this is another amazing thing. And I don't know how much of this is Coffee Stain and how much of this is Unreal Engine. But the fact that standing here, almost probably a good kilometer or two away, you can still see the structures that I've built off in the distance. That is impressive work. That is not only a really good design or a really good implementation on the engine side, but also really helps maintain the illusion that you are part of this world and that the things you are doing have an impact on it. That is cool. And yes, I will dick ride Coffee Stain for a long time because they do good work. Oh, shit. Gotcha. All right. Mercer Sphere is mine. Those look like some interesting structures over there. Okay. So this needs to come down. Actually, you know what? Before I start doing all of that, let's do this one. Let's get this other side out of the way. So that way I can at least start running the rails to and from if I need to. One of the things that I would like to do, probably in the next couple of days, is to be able to automate some of the extra components that I'm not currently working on. Things like computers and circuit boards and whatnot. So that way I don't have to sit there and hand make them. And it'll be a lot easier to do the construction for the rails and whatnot, especially because I need them for, good lord, excuse me, for doing signals. Okay. Let's do. I need like half walls. That's what I need. So instead of like full size walls, I have, half of a wall. Fortunately, there really isn't anything like that. I guess technically I could do like a high barrier to fill in these gaps here. But it just feels wrong in a way. Anyway, because when I do the outside of the curve, it's perfect. It's absolutely what it needs to be. Okay. There's that. Now this curve is a little bit different because I did it differently as well. I wanted it to be more of a gentle curve instead of the sharper curves that I had been doing. So it's more sweeping than it is, the sharper angle that I had on some of the others. So that does change things a little bit. But not enough to be a huge impact. I also really wish they would do right angle triangles or right angle corners foundations, because that would really, really allow for some additional construction shapes. That would really be super useful. Might just wind up leaving those. Well, no. I'll change those slightly. But they do look cool. Run this all the way back, which hopefully we have enough concrete for. I mean, we should, between what we have on hand and what we have in our depot, that should be hopefully enough. And then really it's just going to be, I'll probably set up an assembly line of sorts later on that is specifically just handling quartz into silica. So that way I don't have to sit there and make it by hand, and I can just make a whole bunch and have it ready for doing up all of the glass windows along this length stretch here. Because that's going to be a ridiculous amount of work. Putting all those in. I'm not going to sit there and do that on stream because, again, that's going to be like another 45 minutes of me just back and forth and back and forth. This is at least trying to get something accomplished, which is setting it up for the rails that I want to do. Yeah, I should probably stop jumping out until it is finished building, even though physically the item is there, construction wise. It just hasn't caught up with the animation. The other thing that I will want to do is set up, even temporarily, set up a hypertube to come out here. That way it'll just make life a lot easier. Almost there. You know what I just realized? The sun moves wrong, I think. The sun. No. Does it? Yeah, because the sun rises in the west and it sets in the east. That is also something that makes the game feel incredibly alien. Uh oh. Uh oh. Yep, there it goes. Server just crashed. I sit there to stop and admire the sun and the server crashes. Yeah, that bitch is down. All right, let's give it a few. Check on it in just a second or two, because my brother, the server admin, does have a script that is supposed to be running that will periodically check. Hey, are you still running? If not, it'll then attempt to restart the server. So yeah, nothing like crashing the server. Oh man. Only problem with playing on a server like this is the fact that when it goes down, there's nothing I can do to the save. Like I just have to kind of wait and see, and might just have to end today a little bit shorter than planned. Or we could play something else. I mean, we could always play something else. The question is what? Also, I love the main menu music for this game. It's so good. Is it? I had it for a second. Yeah, I think it's just kind of down at the moment. Well, damn. All right, so it's going to be like that. Let's see. Um, well, let's hop out of here. What do we got? I could do some more Red Dead Redemption, GTA, RDR2. Um, what else have we got? Warframe, Frostpunk 2, which I haven't tried yet. I have it installed, I just haven't tried it yet. You know what? Let's let's do some GTA Online. Yes. There we go. I imagine that most of the GTA streams, most, not all, but a significant amount, are actually from 5M. As I imagine a lot of people are doing the RP thing, or because I know for a while there it was really, really popular. I need to clean this poor thing. But I know, the whole GTA RP thing was like super popular among streamers. And it's fun to watch some of them. Some of them are just absolutely so good at it. The one time I tried to do a 5M server, I got in, played for about 5 minutes, and immediately started getting griefed. And the interesting thing about it too is like I don't even know how they found me because I was driving like an NPC. Like I was not sitting there speeding around like an idiot, but they immediately beelined right for me. I was like, well, damn. Also, I had just made a little bit of money delivering pizzas, and I was like, well, this is no fun. It was at that point I said, screw this, uninstall it, and went back to regular GTA. No. Why would I want to alter my character's appearance? Oh, it's probably because I already did that. I was messing around with some of her facial features. Although yesterday morning I had a fun bug. When I went to log in, it errored out. And as soon as it errored out, it corrupted the settings file. And so when I went to log back in, it told me that it couldn't download the settings from the server. I was like, what the hell? So I had to go look it up. And sure enough, the PC settings file, um, once I deleted it, it downloaded a new copy, basically a new default copy, and went from there. I didn't think I was driving this car yesterday. Who knows? Oh, yeah, that's the only because unfortunately, this audio. There we go. And my God, how am I going to fit through that door? I look like a freaking giant. There we go. I don't know. Sometimes it's like almost a pain in the ass trying to get anything done here.
Oh, damn. Damn. Talk shit now.
You little bitch.
No, you.
Damn, you hit?
Yes, she is indeed hit. All right, what is the code here? 777973. 777973. 7973. There we go. One time I was playing and I was so happy for this, but it gave me the code 12. What was it? 123456. Oh no. They're going to chase after me and they're going to try and get me. Okay, that was hilarious. She dove to get out of the way and actually slammed her head into the the car. I love the NPCs in this game. They are so smart. All right. Also, head back. Let's go hit up my nightclub real quick. The other day I just happened to be perusing Twitch real quick just to see who was streaming for my follow list. And I happened to see one of our old friends, Fant. He was streaming Factorio. And specifically, he was getting set up to go back to Vulcanus. And it was kind of fun to watch and to see the way that he builds his factory compared to the way like I do it or other people have done it. And it's always fun to see people, and especially people that you know, and how they wind up building things in those sorts of games. Oh, restroom. This away. The water closet. I love the fact that it's a unisex bathroom too. No. There we go. Trying to check something on here. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was trying to check something on Discord. Wow, that put me in an odd place. Usually it puts me up near the actual entrance. Although what's really weird is that bug where when you will grab the person to kick them out, they will be one model. And then when you actually get to the door to throw them out, they are a completely different one oftentimes. Or at least wearing different clothing. And it's like, that is so weird. Why didn't you fix that? $150,000. Awesome. honestly, a maxed out nightclub is probably one of the best ways to make money. You show up every once in a while, you do a mission just to keep your popularity up. It sits there and generates a bunch of money. And then on top of that, you can also then do sales every once in a while. And again, you don't have to like sit there and babysit it. It just does its thing. It's a really nice way to make money. There we go. All right. Next up. Nope.
Hey, girl.
Not certain, but that car almost looked like it was in passive mode. That was weird.
What the hell?
Huh. I guess it's just going so fast that DLSS is just having a problem rendering it is all. I am getting kind of low on the FPS. Let's see about settings, graphics, ray traced shadows. Let's turn those off. Hopefully that'll help the... Because honestly, the non-ray traced shadows actually look really good. That's one thing that they did a good job of with the initial release of GTA and subsequent updates just overall, but was the lighting engine for the game. It still looks gorgeous. Like, even if you're playing without ray tracing, you're not really missing. The game still looks amazing, even after all these years. Like, honestly, the past two Rockstar titles, and honestly, even GTA 4 for that matter, and Red Dead Redemption, all four of those games still hold up incredibly well, even for their age. And obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2 is the newest of them, so it's going to look the best. But still, there are lots of situations and a lot of games that have come out with modern graphics that several years later look so absolutely dated and terrible. All right. Oh yeah, you just got those supplies in. That's fine. Well, hell, let's go ahead and just sell this crap anyway. Oh, never mind. Can't sell it. That's fine. I didn't want to anyway. There we go. Nothing like a little bit of a free repair. We are. road again. Driving on this dusty road again. Trying to get me some roadkill again. Yeah, but all the deer had run away though. They know me by now. Actually, considering the state of San Andreas, I'm pretty sure most animals know what's about to happen and are fairly well versed in being run over by literally everything. Hell, I could be sitting there at the top of a mountain and then just all of a sudden random car shows up in front of me and kills them. That's totally Grand Theft Auto in a nutshell. It almost sounds like something that you would see on like Family Guy, where like there's this tranquil goat that's just up on the top of a mountain, just hanging out, not bothering anybody, just enjoying being a goat, mountain goat kind of thing. Then all of a sudden you hear this yeehaw as Peter and his cohorts come just riding up the side of the mountain in like a monster truck, run the goat over, fly over the edge, crash, blow up, crawl out of the wreckage, and be like, that was a lot of fun. And then, you know, walk away or something like that. Boop. Sometimes you just got to run over the guys on motorcycles. You can't help it. Has to be done. You know what? I haven't tried to do, well, I probably can't do because of the lobby. The amount of CEOs is too damn high. But I know. Don't make me get out. Let's grab the Niobe. All right. Or no, let's grab the Entity MT. This has also been HSW'd, if I remember correctly. So I was thinking about this the other day because I was looking through my vehicles, and typically when you're in a garage and you hit the down arrow or Z, bring up this, it'll also bring up a quick sort of overview of your stats and whatnot of the vehicles in your garage as you get near them. One of the things that I wish that they would add is a couple of different things. First of all, and actually they could do three different. The first is whether or not the vehicle is been upgraded to HSW. And they could just do that with a little like circle in HSW. The second one that I wish that they would add is an icon to show that it has the missile lock-on jammer. And they could just do like a missile with the circle and the cross through it. So that way you can tell that it's got the lock-on jammer installed. And then the third one could be for the low grip setting, low grip tires or whatnot, or the drift tuning, whichever you want to do. And that would help people at a glance be able to tell what their vehicle has without constantly having to drive it into a garage or into like a LS Customs. And you could even add it to the little blurb at the bottom right there, or in a car. Do the icons or something like that there, so that it's easy to tell, again, at a glance, what you have available in that vehicle. And it wouldn't take up a bunch of screen real estate, And it would be incredibly easy to do. But it would just be one of those quality of life updates that I think would go a long way towards making it more user friendly. Which there's nothing wrong with more user friendly. Nothing wrong with it. Ugh. All right. Let's do, first of all, appearance. Yep. There we go. Yes, let's go tow a truck. I really do enjoy doing the sort of minor jobs in the game. You know, pizza delivery, the taxi, tow truck. They're fun. Okay, that's not too bad. It's little things to do when you don't necessarily want to do something big, but you still want to try and make some money on the side, or just, you know, kind of dick around with friends, whatever. I really hope that they wind up adding more of these little things in the future. More specifically, I hope that they add these sorts of little things to GTA 6 when it finally comes out. Because of the fact that it really does help to flesh out a lot of the gameplay. You're not stuck just doing heists and the mission jobs or whatever, the contact missions, that sort of thing. It really does help sort of round out, flesh out what you're capable of doing in free mode. And there's a lot going on, but also not going on at the same time. It's a strange level of busy and not busy. It'll also be interesting because I think, if I remember correctly, the map for GTA 6 is going to be significantly larger than GTA 5. It'll be interesting to see if they increase, because I'm assuming they're going to do GTA Online too. But it'll be interesting to see if they increase the player count. One thing I hope they stay away from, though, is an abundance of military vehicles. Because while they are probably the thing that causes them to make the most money via shark cards, it also creates bigger issues for gameplay design as well. Because essentially what winds up happening is that you then have to design around homing rockets and stealth jets, etc., etc. And I don't want to deal with cops. Fine, we'll just come up here. See what happens. See if we can flee the police this way. Pay no attention to the to the tow truck going up the side of the mountain. Okay. Have I lost the cops yet? No. Come on, guys. There we go. Just calmly descend the mountain, screaming in a fireball. Probably best to just come back down to the road and then take the road back. There we go. Alrighty. Back to work. I wonder if for the animals they, or no, because the GTA 5 already had animals now that I'm thinking about it. Wow. Calm down there. Wow, that really didn't like going at speed. It's like we're going way too fast. I'm now going to wobble. But I was just remembering the fact that GTA 5 did already have animals in it. I've just been so used to GTA Online not having animals that the concept of it actually having them is weird to me. Calm down back there, Kroger Commander. Nice. Used to work for Kroger. Twice, actually. Worked for Kroger proper. And then I wound up working for their recently purchased subsidiary, Harris Teeter. Which was fun to a certain like I actually really enjoyed working for Harris Teeter compared to Kroger. Only because of the fact the crew that I was on was a little bit more engaged, a little bit more interesting, and the bosses that I had on night crew, because I only ever worked third shift for them, for both of them. But the bosses that I worked with were just better prepared to handle the job and actually seemed to have more of their shit together. One of the issues with working at Kroger was essentially the way that it would work is that we would get essentially we were getting trucks every single night, and they would have anywhere between 6 to 11 pallets easily. About to get blown up. Oh, okay. And so what would wind up happening is that all of those pallets would get pulled out. Nope. Maybe. I don't know. He's chasing somebody else down. But those pallets would then have just a bit of everything that was ordered on them. And there was no structure to them as far as like what items were where, that sort of thing.
Almost here? Nice! We can get the car ready to be disassembled, which means payment won't be far behind.
Yay. I love how everybody's just leaving me alone. It's like, oh, they're towing. Leave them alone. But the problem with all of that, with having everything on these pallets, and they were stacked pretty tall. I'm like 6'4", and some of the pallets would be taller than me. And so we would have to drag them out onto the floor because there wasn't enough room in the back warehouse, which is funny because anyway. So then we would have to break them down. We'd bring out 1 or 2 pallets, break them down, and then bring the broken down stuff to the specific aisles so that we could work on it. And it was a pain in the ass. So when I got to Harris Teeter, one of the things was that my boss essentially had me come in early before everybody else. And then I would break down all of the pallets into their individual aisles in the back because we had enough room to do that. And then I would work the rest of the night putting stuff out on the shelf. And it was just a better system that way. It worked better. Everybody got more stuff done. It was more productive. Nope. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a vehicle. That is better suited
Need me to bring you a ride?
for this environment.
I'll bring it to you.
All right, there we go. This is why I always wind up driving this car. It's armored, so it can take a few explosives. It has the missile lock-on jammer, so you're going to have to like actually try and shoot. But it's also incredibly fast and agile. Between this and the Omnis EGT, these two are probably my 2 favorite vehicles. And they wind up becoming my daily drivers because of that. Especially with how many people like to fly around on broomstick. Which, the level of entertainment value I get out of watching people YouTube videos, and anytime that a PvPer gets engaged by Mark II, they use a witch's cackling sound. It's great. Huh. I think I'm being followed. Sort of. Oh, HSW. Ah, flip over. There we go. Nice. Goodbye. And back to messing around. I will say, when you're in a full session and everybody's just kind of doing something, and there's PvP and there's racing and just everybody's kind of going nuts, that's when GTA Online feels its most entertaining and its most fun. That's when it really does kind of come alive as a game, as sort of the vision, I think, that Rockstar had initially for it. Oh, yeah, screw that one. Jesus cannot save you. Out of the way. What the hell? All right. Level is 52. Why is it that high levels always wind up picking up on low levels? That just seems kind of scummy. Like the other day I got into a fight with a lower level because he decided that he wanted to attack me while I was doing my delivery. And so I ended him multiple times until he eventually decided that he was done getting ended and left. And in that sort of situation, I understand a high level going after a low level. Now, you got to teach a certain amount of decorum in that situation. That'll work. I'll accept that. Let's see what this payphone hit is going to be. Damn, Elliot, calm down. Elliot.
Hey, this target is one of the most successful tech entrepreneurs in the world.
Uh-huh. What's the bonus?
Well, you can take me for a ride anytime, sweetie.
Put the target in a taxi, and then round them. Manage vehicles. Sure. I need a taxi.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot.
Let's see. Exceptionalist. Nope. Eclipse.
I'll get there as soon
I
as I
think that's the
can.
one.
I'll get back to it then.
Man, somebody else is messing with Chloe. Jesus. Or Chloe.
What's up, bro? How's it going?
Hey, man! Hey, Jameson! What's up?
Things, the whole 9 yards.
They are over at... Okay, I see where they're at. Coming through. This is actually a surprisingly fast vehicle. And not terrible to drive either. Like if you get used to it, it's pretty easy to drive it. And fairly good for doing the taxi work as well. Jesus, they are still going after Chloe. Poor Chloe. At that point, I would have already gone passive, or I would have blown them the fuck up. I wonder if Chloe's AFK is live. I don't know if Chloe's actually like there. I'm acting like I know Chloe or something. Just watching them constantly getting killed on the feed is all.
I know. Hello. I'm not a
Okay.
tourist, so no long routes, yes? Pay attention!
I know how to get rid of this guy. This will be fun. Especially given the location. After all, assassination is all about location, location, location. Ha ha ha!
Not so fucking hard after all, huh?
There we go. Worth it. Okay, you can go away now. I see. There we go.
Hey, you never called me back then? Told you, enlightenment can be painful. Hola!
And Chloe just straight up died that time. Wow, Chloe. Wow. All right, now we just got to run back to the road.
I can't wait to go home and exfoliate.
We're still running.
One other thing that I hope that they do for GTA 6, or inevitably what'll be the next online mode, is I really, really hope they give more body types,
Can't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
or that they change the way that they handle clothing. You know what? I like this car. It is now mine. There we go. All right, let's go pick up the Niobe from over here. Oh, Chloe finally left. I get the feeling Chloe was probably AFK. Although I noticed that's one thing with the removal of the text chat from PC. I have noticed that the amount of overall blatant griefing has dropped significantly. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there is no longer that instant gratification of pissing somebody off. Because there's no longer a text chat for somebody to get pissed off. The most you're going to get is somebody screaming on voice. And on PC, very few people actually use voice. So that's not a problem. God, I love this car. No. I knew that was going to happen. I saw that happening from half a mile away. What I could do is let's actually go ahead and make the rounds of my warehouses. And let's see about
Hey, what's up?
getting some more
Yep.
product in here.
See you later.
Hi. Does feel weird playing without music, though. I get so used to hearing the radio while I'm driving that without it, it just feels so hollow, so empty, so devoid of life. Ooh, wow. The problem is this car likes to float. Although, honestly, that's what happens to a lot of the HSW cars. Because they are significantly faster and have better overall performance, they tend to lose the road much easier. But that's okay. Uh-oh.
Hey,
Sushi killed Elliot.
sure.
Those are the guys that were in the weaponized Ignis. Which I have one of those. It's a good car. I've never used the actual Gatling turret on it, though. I just find that the weapon is unnecessary in most cases. Because usually I'm not shooting things that are in front of me, I'm shooting things that are behind me. And if you're in the weaponized Ignis, then what you're doing is you're usually driving faster than the things that are pursuing you. So shooting in front of you is antithetical to the idea of the vehicle. Ooh, that was kind of fun. Okay. I hope he was trying to do a mission, not actually actively firing at me. Then what I can do is, once I hit up the other warehouse that's over here, just go across the street real quick and grab go ahead and repair.
Hola! What's up, homie? Sure. Bye.
You know, thinking about it, one of the things that a lot of people have voiced worries about when it comes to GTA 6 is the inclusion of the male and female protagonists. And personally, I'm as interesting as the multiple protagonist gameplay is in GTA 5. I kind of wish for GTA 6 that they go back to, or I hope, what am I doing? I kind of hope that they go back to a single protagonist gameplay style. Only because of the fact that I like the idea of following one person's story throughout.
like it never happened.
Now, that being said, it's also entirely possible that what they wind up doing is that you're choosing to play either as the female character or as the male character, and it's not necessarily having to switch between the two. But whatever they wind up choosing, I'm fine with, because at the end of the day, one thing that Rockstar continues to do is to write and produce amazing stories. And I'm really, really hopeful that even with the departure of some of the key designers and writers and whatnot from old Rockstar, that they still kind of have that same spirit left. Oh, come on. Load up already. I don't have any more candy down here. Man, I hate when this happens. And I really wish that they would fix this bug. Of course, you try and tell them about the bug and they're like, "Well, we can't find it. We can't reproduce it. We don't know what's going on." Even though they could have hours upon hours of logs that are telling them exactly what the bug and the error is. But they're like, "Oh, we don't know what's going on." Also, where is... There we go, finally. Wanted to check out. Nope, still degraded performance. Okay. So, with the 4.1 launch for Star Citizen,
Yeah.
almost instantly the servers just went to shit. And have been mostly shit all weekend long. Now, some people have mentioned that they haven't had much issue. I played for a little bit. I did one mission, and it was okay. Not something that I would have stuck with, because it was kind of on the painful side. But of course, this is something that they continue to do. I don't want to take them out. But CIG has a terrible habit of releasing a patch on Thursday or Friday, and then basically leaving the office for the weekend and going, "Yep, we know there's a problem." And then that's it. That's all you hear about it. That's like, thanks. Thanks, CIG. We know that there's the problem. Thanks for acknowledging there's the problem. What are you going to do about it? Oh, we're just going to let things run for the weekends. That way we can collect data. And that's always their excuses. We're collecting data. Okay. Could you maybe collect some results as well? Some fixes while you're at it? Instead of just, oh, we're collecting data. That's fantastic. And then they're all like, but hey, we just had one of the best ship sales in all of Star Citizen history. Like that matters? The entire reason why they launched 4.1 when they did is because they were getting ready to put on sale, I think it's like 2 or 3 new ships. Or at least, yeah, 2 or 3 new ships.
What's up? For real?
A couple that
You got it.
are
Leave it to me.
sort of concept ships,
Catch you around.
or I guess they're in the we're almost ready to launch them phase, as well as a brand new ship that is ready to fly. It's already in the game, and as long as you purchase it with real money, you can fly it, kind of thing. And so they have a terrible habit of doing that. Of releasing a patch corresponding to the release of ships for sale. They make a bunch of money while leaving the game to sit there and just flounder. And of course, there's always the people who are like, it's an alpha. Yeah, we get it. It's an alpha. But CIG are one of the worst developers that are out there right now. The other fun one. Well, the game's super complicated. Like, I got into a debate with somebody. It was a very short debate, too, because I wasn't going to push it further. But he was all like, name one other game out there that has had a smooth day one patch. Even day two. So I did. I named one. Path of Exile 2. Its initial launch was a little bumpy, but they got it fixed fairly quickly. And then all of the patches after that have been pretty good. His reply, well, that game is not as complicated. It's such a simple game. So I'm like, that's kind of a messed up way to move the goalpost, but I knew it was going to happen. And that's just it, is every time that you bring up to one of the Star Citizen fanboys that it is, it's been like this for a long time. There are other companies that do it better. There are ways that they could do it better. Well, no, because it's not as complicated. Yeah, right. Anyway. And then here's the other funny thing, is that people that are critical of the project, but still try and support it, always have to preface their criticisms with, I don't want the game to fail. I love the game. That's kind of messed up when you think about it. That we are in a time and place where we have to make sure that we qualify our critiques with, I don't hate the thing, I want it to be better. Like, why do we have to tell people that? Why can't they just accept the fact that we are critical of something because we love it and we want it to be better? I'll never understand that. Oh, we're going into the garage. Man, there's quite a bit of PvP going on today. Here I am, just driving around like an idiot, which is nothing new. I'm always driving around like an idiot. Let's see. I think the beast is in a jet. And if that's the case, that's kind of messed up. Yep, looks like it. I don't know, maybe. Feels like they just turned on the AC. Might have to get up for a second. Actually, yeah, let me do that real quick. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. No sense in blowing out a whole bunch of cold air and paying extra for it. So let us continue. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Mostly just fucking about. Typically tends to be what I do in this game. Because I already have ridiculous amounts of money. Being able to afford stuff isn't a problem. I could definitely spend a little bit of time making more money. But I'm not in a situation where I have to. It also kind of depends on what the future of the game winds up holding as far as like additional DLC. If there will be more, or if this is like kind of the last one. What the plans are going forward. But I think we might go ahead, wrap this up anyway. Much else interesting is going to be happening, and I'm just going to be sitting here rambling for a while. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Kind of sucks that the server crashed like it did, but oh well, what are you going to do? Anyway, though, tomorrow, hopefully the server will be back up and running without much issue. We'll be able to get back to work. What I'd like to do tomorrow is to see about getting the train station sort of started sorting it out, kind of figuring out how I want to bring all of the rails in, how we're going to separate all of the trains, and just generally what we're going to do out in the desert in terms of production and transport of goods, and then go from there. Other than that, though, that is going to be it for today. The beast killed itself. Nice. Oh, man. But that is going to be it for today. As always, thank you all for joining me on these misadventures. I'm so glad to have you guys along for the ride. You all have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. And remember, if you get caught, I don't know you. I will catch you guys tomorrow.